Dish, the very first one. Can you believe it?
I really just can't believe it. Thank you so much for joining us. We're so excited to be here and be live and be ready to talk about quiche.
I feel so seen. I don't know about you.
I just feel I'm
See what I did there? Literatively and figuratively.
I love it. I love it. I'm going to share this on my whole feed so folks can see it as we go. And I'm so excited to be here. But before we really get into the dish, we have some real dish from Eileen, a shout out, what we call an ultimate callback from our pilot episode. Eileen has made a casserole with canned chicken, and she is going to try it for the first time live on the air.
I did, and I
Which,
just realized I had a scaling issue with my video, so I should have now fixed that. My apologies for that.
well, you're fired from
Yeah,
this free video podcast.
we had to scale back in 2020, so it's a skeleton crew. It's me and me.
Yes. Oh, yeah. It's totally fixed. You're doing great.
At
So
least
no
I'm
one believes
pretty.
me. Oh my God. Yes. Time out. Pause. Look at this stenographer 50s realness you are serving us today.
Hello, Mr. Johnson? Yes, please hold the line. Mr. Johnson, are you free?
I love that they're all named Mr. Johnson.
They are all named Mr. Johnson, you know what I mean?
Girl.
Yeah.
So no one believed me that canned chicken was a thing, and you were the biggest culprit of that.
I didn't even believe you.
No one believed me, but canned chicken is a thing,
Yeah.
and you bought some.
I did buy some. So I think you need to revoke my Midwest card because I did not know that canned chicken was a thing. And first of all, I should have. And second of all, I have not cooked very much with prepared foods in the past, fully cooked and prepackaged foods. And I found a recipe that has all of them, ladies and gentlemen. So, without further ado, I'd like to introduce you to this lady right here. Her name is Grandma's Chicken Casserole. It looks like maybe Brooke is frozen, perhaps. So this is the point in the show where I speak directly to the audience. Oh, she's back. Okay. Things are about to
My
get really steamy, but we'll have to
my
wait.
connection is unstable, which feels accurate for my life. But
which
I'm very optimistic. Anyways,
which
keep
is
talking
great
about canned chicken. Go, go, go.
because just as you said the word unstable, it was kind of stretched out, and then it immediately went back to normal. Oh, it was so good. Yeah, it'll seem like it was planned, but it was not. So I would like to introduce you to Grandma's Chicken Casserole right here. I'm gonna just pet her like she's a baby bird that I nursed from infancy. Um, this has all of the canned, pre-cooked, pre-prepared foods. So I went down the aisle at the good old Giant Eagle, and I was like, canned chicken? Why stop there? Let's get shredded cheese. Let's get boxed panko breadcrumbs. Let's get cream of chicken soup. That's right, condensed. Let's put them all in a dish and let's bake it at 30 minutes at 350 degrees. And the result,
Which one
ladies and
can't you
gentlemen,
bake
what can't you bake? I mean, honestly, but it's
at
all pre-cooked.
350
So
degrees?
I didn't even have to bake it. I could have just put them in the casserole dish and served it.
God, because you're a monster.
I
Because
know.
you're a beautiful monster.
I am a monster. All this shellac is just covering up like yeah. It's a
So you
travesty.
have to try it. So just
I do.
for our audience
Ooh, it
of
does
me,
smell nice because it's all bread and cheese.
how warm is it now? Like, what are you going to be putting into your body?
So I'd say she is not fresh out of the oven, but she is warm to the touch.
Okay, okay, so you're not gonna
You know what I
die.
mean?
Okay, okay, yeah,
Yeah.
good.
She's
All right.
like, yeah. She's like a nice warm hug made of chicken, canned chicken. So I
Please
am just gonna
comment
go
if
ahead and put this on my plate here.
please call out any canned meats. We're really looking for ads from canned meat organizations. So if you know any, feel free to tag.
Get
Oh,
into it.
wow.
It's
That's,
all cream of chicken soup right there. That
yeah.
entire spoonful was cream of chicken soup.
You could take some of those breadcrumbs and just sprinkle them on your eyelashes just to like make it.
You mean if the rhinestones fall out, I can just use
That's what I'm
panko?
saying.
It's what we in the biz like to call a substitution, ladies and gentlemen.
That's
If you
absolutely, we've all been there.
Yeah, if you don't have what you're looking for in your cupboard, just make stuff up.
I mean, we've all used substitutes for spirit gum. God, I was at a drag king show once, and instead of using spirit gum, they duct taped, and everybody cried.
What were they duct taping?
Nipples back, so they did the nipples
okay.
back. But typically, they would just spirit gum the shirt, like here.
Drag kings use spirit gum for that?
I mean, the drag king that I worked with did because he had like nothing. So it was just like, you know what I mean? He could just, yeah.
Call in.
I mean,
I'm very curious about that. I am no stranger to adhesives. I once gave myself a chemical burn by using Joanne Fabric's fabric self-adhesive appliques to cover up my modesty. And let me tell you, not only that, I mixed adhesives. That was the real danger. I used Elmer's spray glue on the back of a self-adhesive fabric applique.
So first of all, did
The
it
night
stay
was
on?
over. I mean, I turned the party, but the night was over.
Oh my God, how did you get it off?
They stayed on for exactly 3 minutes and 30 seconds, which was the exact length of my number.
Oh my God.
And then I ran off stage crying, and that was a wrap.
And they just burned off. They just singed. They just like crumbled.
Yeah, and 3 layers of dermis with it.
Oh my God.
No, it wasn't that bad. It was a little, it was like dropping cherries in the snow. You know what I mean? That's all it was. That's all it was.
I feel like, so when I was a drag,
it was horrible.
I did drag as a king one time, and the video's out there somewhere, and I do not want to talk about it. But I was not even that dedicated to adhesives. I just ace bandaged. Like I wasn't in the space enough, because that's when I was like, if I'm going to be queer, I have to be butch, which I know is a whole other episode. But we are here to get you to try that casserole. So you can go ahead and stop procrastinating and put it in your mouth.
What are you talking about? I'm so excited to eat this.
All right, hold it up. We need proof.
So let's just get into the layers. Isn't this a good picture? So this is like canned chicken, shredded cheese, cream of chicken soup, and panko crumbs. That's what this is. That's what it is. And I am going to be your nose and your taste buds on this exciting journey.
It's so crunchy. It's so crunchy. It's so
Can you
crunchy.
hear it? Oh
yes,
God.
it's so crunchy.
I'm so
sorry.
It's
fine. We want to live. No, we want it. We want it all. We want the full experience.
The aroma. Yeah. You catching that? Mm-hmm.
Cheesy.
Kraft and crumbles.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Good for. Oh my God. What is the first flavor that comes right to the front of the palate?
Oh. Processed.
Everything. Processed everything.
No. I swear we're going to cook real food on this show sometime.
No, I think we should absolutely not.
You know what the great thing about this dish is, though? It took me 5 minutes to throw together. This is a working girl's dish, okay? I was answering support calls while I was throwing this together in a casserole dish. I was telling someone how to use Adobe Acrobat, and I was just spreading, because I wasn't pouring. There's no pouring with cream of chicken soup. I was spreading with a spatula.
You were the acrobat. What a rock star. I can't. You're still eating it. Mm-hmm. You better eat a real dinner after
this.
Food? A real food. A real food like a quiche.
Sometime this evening I will eat a real food, but this is.
I really hope so. So we want you to comment. Please let us know what you think about Eileen's mouth sounds, and also
the point is we suffer for you.
Inquiries.
So this is the X Factor part of the show. Also, you didn't realize that this was going to be like sit for 10 hours in a tub full of bugs. Like that also happens on this show.
You just have to listen to Eileen chew, and it'll haunt your dreams. I really miss your dad. I really wish he was back. Eileen's dad came for the pilot, and I feel like we really made it. So we are going to talk about a lot of things, but so to give some context, Eileen and I have been best friends for
maybe 9 or 10 years.
Yeah, I think it's been 9 years because I met you the year before I went to law school, and we met like all friends do. I was interviewing her for an Outlook article, Outlook magazine, RIP, Outlook magazine.
Yes.
And you came over to do my hair in pin curls. And a half a bottle of bourbon later, we were best friends. I'm sure everyone has that best friend story.
Yeah, it all starts with pin curls.
It all starts with pin curls. I looked absolutely bananas. My hair was in such tight pin curls. I looked like I was an Irish step dancer. No one told me how bad I looked. It was all a journey. And thank God I recorded that interview because that night was a little bit of a blur. I'm not going to lie to you.
Do you still have the recording?
Oh my God, I bet I do have it somewhere. Because I saved my
Oh
old
my gosh.
phones. Wait, does anyone else save their old phones? I have like this thing where I'm like, I don't know what to do with
I
that.
do. See,
Like,
that'll get me my Midwest card back because I save all the old electronics and I'm steadily building my own like e-cemetery.
what drawer is it? And you just pull it out. It's like so heavy.
Yeah, yeah.
And
It's
then
just
I
one
also
drawer.
and I also save my phone boxes, but not in the same place. Like I don't know why I'm like, no, 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 no. Like once you're out of your phone box, you don't get it back. But I keep the phone box. I hold on to it.
Yeah.
What am I doing with that?
I don't keep the boxes. I do keep it in the original case, and I just kind of like entomb it in a drawer. And I'm just like, someday someone's gonna want this.
Right. Like I've never said anything that interesting. The government already has everything they need. I don't know what my end goal is. Like, oh, I want to see a photo from 8 ex-girlfriends ago. I'm good. I'm sure they look great.
Felicia says so crunchy, and I'm thinking that this is also the surprise ASMR portion of the show.
Very, very sensatory. That's not a word.
Sensatory.
I'm a lawyer. That's exciting. Yes.
Yeah. And Dave Berkey says you're supposed to bury your phone. I don't disagree.
You know what? You're supposed to bury it under a statue of St. Joseph upside down, right?
Oh, say more about that. What is that?
Oh my God. What do you mean? Okay. So if you want to sell your house, you're supposed to bury a statue. I think of St. Joseph's. Catholics, help me out. So you buy a statue of St. Joseph and you bury him upside down or maybe right side up. I really should clarify. And if you bury it, they like you'll sell your house quicker.
How big does the statue need to be?
Catholics are insane. Like they have talismans and shit. It's so weird. So
it's very occult, but claims to be not occult at all. You know what I mean?
Well, they're very anti-occult.
Esotericism. Yes, and they are in fact antithetical to the occult arts.
Spanish Inquisition.
Oops. Yeah.
So
yeah,
yes.
like that.
No, so I feel like I should bury my phone under a statue of maybe not St. Joseph. What's a good saint? What's a rockin' saint? You know what I mean?
I don't know. I only know pop culture saints. Saint Gaga. You know?
That would be fine. St. Gaga. I bet a little figurine from like
yeah. Saint Mariah Carey if you want something to come back.
From Spencer's Gifts. Wait, is Spencer's Gifts a thing still? I don't know.
Probably.
Is Spencer's Gifts still around? Remember how nerve-wracking it was to go into Spencer's Gifts? Do you remember how scary it was?
Oh, yeah.
Especially
I felt like I was doing something bad, you know?
Right. And I think it was exacerbated. Heteros shout out or sound off.
Yeah.
Because like for me, it felt extra weird because I didn't know where to go.
Yeah.
Like I knew I wanted to look at the boob macaroni.
Yeah, yeah.
But I knew I couldn't, and I had to go look at the Hunks calendar. And
Yeah.
even then, the Hunks calendar looked like photos from 1982. Like they had not updated since Hasselhoff.
Yeah. And you like go up to the person at the front and you're like, "Hi, excuse me. I'm looking for a gift that says novelty, sex, and you should be ashamed of yourself." Oh, everything in the store? Thank you.
Thank you so much. Great. Edible panties that taste like feet. That's what I want.
That's a perfect triangle.
I just feel like, and then it didn't make sense to me because the forbidden section was everything. And then like black light posters were in the back and hidden. I was like, these are not of like a marijuana leaf. Like it wasn't anything bad or like a smiley face. I was like, what is happening? You have this all backwards. You should put the dildos in the back. I'm here to tell you.
Yeah. Maybe
I didn't even know what the dildos were for.
But they're not actual ones, right? You just mean like the...
Well, they had like the backs, like the massagers and stuff, and like things that, like they had vibrators, but they'd be like different shaped things, right? Like
I was like, Brooke, I thought you just said you don't even know what dildos for, and I was like, we're ruining our queer credibility right now.
No. Then I didn't. When I was like 12.
Oh,
I was
okay.
I was like, where do you put that?
Brooke, you're driving away your audience. This whole thing is falling apart.
No, I love Dick. Come back.
No, I know what they are.
Please, someone just cut that. Just be like, just
Yeah.
screaming, I love dick. That's
Yeah.
good.
Can we fix
Super
that
light,
post?
yeah.
Oh, it's just me? Okay, never mind.
Your post.
Yeah.
Can we do a poll?
Yeah. Yeah, during the rehearsal, we were just trying to figure out things you can do on this, and I was just like, everybody vote, and there's no poll on here.
And it was just your dad giving us advice.
Yeah.
Things are going well. Things are going super duper well.
5 days into the new year, and honestly, the fact that we're doing this is like making me feel much better about the year.
I know. I think it's really, which I want you to be. Did the brooch come with the dress? Did you put the brooch together with the dress?
Why, thank you for asking. I would like to talk more about my outfit.
I would also. I think the world would. I don't think there's a limit.
The brooch came with the earrings, which I am loving that my earlobes are big enough that the earrings are actually sticking out from behind the headphones.
Girl, that's next level.
But these came with this, and then the ribbon I borrowed from another dress. And I went out to the good old drugstore and got myself a short, active, stiletto, glossy French tip nail. Because I have things to do. And then I put on
casseroles to make.
I have casseroles to make. I can't be dipping my 2-inch coffins into the food. You know what I mean?
Just crusted with panko, just licking it out of there. A little snack for later.
Can you imagine like panko crumbs under your nail? Okay. Let's not get too gross.
So here's the thing. I don't have nails because when I was a little girl, my piano teacher was like, you have to start biting your nails because I can hear your nails on the keys. So I have bit my nails ever since. And it's such a terribly gross, nasty habit. And I need to break it. And I should pick it as my New Year's resolution. But I don't believe in New Year's resolutions. But I'm thinking about it this year and I'm devastated. Sound off in the comments if you're doing a New Year's resolution. I feel like everyone's just kind of given up.
What your resolutions are too.
Or if you're doing it, or if, a lot of people I feel like were doing it have done it in the past, but last year was such a dumpster fire. They're like, I just survived. So I'm going to just take the win and not do anything. Do you have a New Year's resolution?
I really like that you said that you don't believe in resolutions. I wish I could say that, but I still kind of, it's like a yearly ritual. You know what I mean? Like if you don't cry yourself to sleep at night, then how do you wake up smiling? Right? That was some smart shit.
That was actually very us. That's very us.
I'm good at writing greeting cards and nothing else. But no,
I feel like that's a very specific niche of greeting card, like raised Catholic but made it out.
Yeah. See, in the Catholic thing, I don't get because we were Presbyterian until I was 5, and then we all stopped going, and I was like, "Ooh, free Sundays!" But I've always kind of missed that spiritual component, which is now why I think I'm really into tarot and the occult and stuff. But anyway, I'm getting off topic. You asked me what my resolution was, and honestly, I think my goal, let's call it a goal. I think my goal is to stop trying to replicate things that there are a lot of things I couldn't do last year that I would have normally done that I was grieving. You know what I mean? So now my goal is to push past the grieving and to do new stuff.
Yeah.
Which is why this is feeling really good and validating right now, because it's like, you know what? Oh, can I say, when I was getting ready, when I was putting my face on, it was the exact same nervous, excited energy, and the same playlist as getting ready to go do a show. Like
but that's so good.
Burlesque. Yeah. And I was like, that's a good sign. If I'm having the same feelings, right. It's like, I feel alive. I feel alive. Yeah.
I actually didn't know what to put on for a playlist, and I dated this really terrible woman when I was much younger, and she ruined Fleetwood Mac for me. And I've just started taking, because she was a real bag of dicks and loved Fleetwood Mac. So I just had a really strong association with her and this music, which is really atrocious. So I put on Fleetwood Mac now to like kind of take it back. Yeah. And I was like rocking out to Fleetwood Mac before we started in peak lesbian fashion. I was like, this is the best part of my day. So I feel that. But I don't know if I think, I don't know if I'll necessarily have like a resolution per se, but I think it's more like follow through. Like last year, we just gave each other so much slack. And one of the reasons we wanted to start this show is because the queer experience in a pandemic can be so lonely. It can, outside of a pandemic, can be so lonely, right? Like, if you're not a person who goes to the bars, or you're not a person who is an entertainer, or you're not a person who does the certain things in the LGBTQ community, right? Where that's it.
Oh
Like,
yeah. Well, yeah,
unless you
kind
want
of
to
like
do a 5K and drink 8 beers, you're out of luck.
yeah. Well, and kind of to your point, life is lonely. So it's already lonely enough, and then we have
Right.
this happen, and it's like, well, what are we supposed to do? You know what I mean?
Right.
So, and then you had to go and move. Excuse me very much.
I think this is good. First of all, we're in the same time zone. So
Yeah,
what up?
I'm really thankful for that.
I'm in South Florida, and Eileen is in Columbus, Ohio. But I still have a place in Columbus, and I come up, and I'm still really well. I will when it's not a pandemic, and I'm still very connected to the community up there. So I think we definitely, wanted an opportunity to kind of bridge the gap.
Yes. Some people put their
Some
resolution.
people,
Some people who are some viewers.
some friends. Thank you, friends. Hi, friends.
Hi, friends.
Hi, friends.
Um, Keith Stidham, who is a friend of mine from high school, says, I have a New Year's resolution, which I normally do not, and he says he's going to finish writing a musical he's been working on since high school. And I think that's a really
Oh,
good goal, because
that is a really good goal.
that's the great thing about, like, I used to draw for a while just for fun, and I put it down. In fact, I haven't really done it in years since college. But that's the kind of thing, like, you can always pick it back up. I didn't fold
Yeah.
one thing of origami this year, and I love folding origami. Didn't do
You
any
do
of it.
really love folding origami. Oh my
I
God.
do. But I didn't do any
Yeah.
because it wasn't feeling like what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
I was
Thank
more into crying into quiches. That was really my vibe for
which is good for the
2020.
salt. You save on
Yeah.
salt. It's so
hmm
nice. Just a little kosher salt skip.
And then when
Um,
you get hungry, you just flip the switch from exhale to inhale. That's it.
and you inhale quiche. We do have
Yeah.
to have a talk about quiche. It was just Eileen and I were raised in strict WASP culture, which is
Yep.
quiche and feelings are treasures. Bury them. And that's it. That's what brought us together.
Yes.
But I will say my mom made a truly terrible quiche. And my mom doesn't have Facebook, so I think it's fine. But she would put white onions and broccoli in it and not cook them before she put it in the quiche.
Oh my gosh.
So you just bite into and not just like what do they say when it's just a casual chop of an onion? What do they call that? Rustic cut. It wasn't
Oh,
like diced onion. It was a rustic cut of
I
like a
love the term
whole
rustic cut.
ass white onion. And you would just bite into like a chunk of raw white onion. Quiche was a minefield for me when I was a little kid. I was just like, I'm on the fence about quiche.
I'm so sorry.
I know, I've taken it back. I'm taking take back the quiche. Take back the night.
Take back the totally the same thing.
Totally same thing.
I,
This is a real
it's funny,
journey.
as much as I like to joke about sort of you know, my Midwestern roots and Midwestern cooking and all that stuff. I actually do really love quiche. It's kind of like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm sort of ashamed to admit it, but I do just love you know, whole cream and custardy eggs and like
I was like, you love a savory pastry, is what
I
you love.
do I do love a
Who
savory
doesn't? Who
yeah.
doesn't?
But it's funny, the whole thing with the joking about quiches. So I'm like an eighth Serbian, an eighth Filipino, and a bunch of German, but everything is like fourth generation. So my culture is quiche.
Right. And
You know what I
everything's just
mean?
kind of like
That's all
watered
that's
down into
left.
like a buttered crust.
Yeah.
Whatever. My Irish side is just like potatoes and sadness. You know how many cream of mushroom atrocities? Oh my God. The things that my family would make. There was this thing, it was called Wagon Wheel Salad. Okay, first of all, I'm just going to say random shit that I was raised with that no one else knows. Do you know those little wagon wheels? The little like
Pasta?
wagon wheel pasta? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I love
So
shaped
my
pasta.
grandmother would boil the shit out of it. I mean, boil like just like kill it and its family
Till it's
just
gone.
gone. Like almost like if you touched it with a fork, it would disintegrate. Take that,
I love
put
that.
it in, boil it to death, then put it in the fridge. Make it ice cold. Add Miracle Whip, a can of, here we go, canned tuna, but you know what? Sub canned chicken, a whole ass white onion, and celery. That's it. No, I mean, maybe a dash of pepper. And,
Can we
and
have
it
a
was like,
spice?
it's a, and it, but it's a salad. I'm like, it is not a salad. There's no salad.
Oh my gosh.
It's amazing I'm alive.
So
Wagon
it
wheels
was
are
it was
so
a
good.
whole onion?
I mean, again, rustic cut. Like
Rustic cut.
onions were bigger than the wagon wheel pasta, right? You
Onions
looked
the
in.
size of God. Like you just
Right, just
onions that
Buffalo is known for their root vegetables.
yeah. That is very
Freaking
Midwestern. Like,
so funny. Oh,
could
my
you go
dad
down to the
is
dry depot and get me a rutabaga, you know? That's
my
very
my dad is roasting me on my own show.
really
His 2021 resolution is to not have to move any more daughters, which is a sick burn, Dad. We had a lot of we had so much fun moving down. So much fun, in fact, that my dad locked himself out of the U-Haul when he was driving down
Oh
and
yeah.
broke the window of the U-Haul with a cement brick at a sketchy gas station in Georgia. What up, Georgia? Vote. Just kidding. The polls are closed. But and then literally like drove the rest of the way, missing an entire windshield, and was really impressed with himself for breaking into his own car.
Oh my
Shout
gosh.
outs, John Cardis.
Cheers, John.
Cheers, John. You did it. You got me here. You got me here one less window.
That
And
window wasn't gonna break itself.
it poured rain. Well, that was what was so funny. It was daylight at a gas station. People saw him throwing a cement brick against the window. No one called the cops. White
Oh,
privilege.
yeah.
No one called the cops. He tried multiple
one
times.
questioned
It was
it.
like tempered.
They're like, "Do you need some help?"
This U-Haul looks lonely. Whatever. I didn't get charged extra. I was like, what up, U-Haul? It was broken into. Boop, by my dad. Great.
Oh gosh. Yeah, I'm just glad that whole situation worked out okay and that you just like you were like, "You know what? This is what we're doing now. We're breaking into our own U-Haul and we're finishing out the trip." You know?
What are you gonna do? What do you do? The keys are locked in the car. What are you gonna call AAA? What are you gonna? You gotta break the window.
You gotta
Also,
break the
you're
window.
like the drive through Georgia and the Panhandle of Florida was an event. Sketchy. I just drove right through. Peed on the side of the road. Called it a day. Me and Penny. Penny, who will make later appearances, but is
Oh,
currently
I
napping.
hope she does. Where is that sweet little angel? Where is she?
Sweet little Angel Lowe. We'll cook her. She'll be my casserole I bring next week.
Well, speaking of the next dish, comment below what you want us to cook next because
Yes. Is it wagon wheel salad?
as you can tell yeah, it's wagon wheel standard and as you can tell from this episode, we don't have standards. So you could tell us to cook anything.
I feel very confident and terrified.
Eileen, would you please cook a lightly seasoned boot? Yes, I will.
Yeah, no, she
That
will.
wasn't a real comment. I just was.
But also, I feel like what kind of boot? You know what I mean? I feel like that's just too general, anyways. So I feel like that's a good idea. We're gonna do this every Tuesdays at 7 until people stop coming. So please keep coming back. We love your questions and your inquiries in the comments. So if you have questions or comments or anything comes up where you're like, oh my God, I really was wondering what was the queer iconic moment for you at Spencer's Gifts. This is the place, this is the time, and this is the place.
Yeah. I know who we are and I know what this is, and it's at Spencer Gifts.
And I really getting turned on by boob macaroni is actually probably the biggest realization I had on this, which is just replacing therapy. Beef stroganoff.
Yes, yeah, beef stroganoff. I love that. Oh, also Felicia, Jello and marshmallows. That's a whole mood. And hello, more like 50s housewife shirt dresses and Jello molds. I'm here for it.
I love that. Yes, a Jello salad. Have you ever had Jello salad?
No, I have not had Jello salad.
You ever had it? So you just put in like old vegetables you have?
Yeah, that's why it terrifies me.
Yeah, it's so gross. Maybe I'll make that. Maybe in like, I have, you know what I have? I don't know how I ended up with this in the move is a muffin tin. Maybe I could make Jello mold muffin, like Jello salad muffins.
Yeah.
Like in little mini ones.
Yeah,
I don't know why I'm suggesting this.
If you use flour with Jello, it creates a nice like it's good. It's like a moist muffiny consistency because you got to have some liquid. You just got to compensate, like step back the other liquids and step up the Jello.
Okay, I will do that. And as everyone on
You're
here
like, I'll get right on that.
I don't do meat. I don't do meat or dairy, so this is gonna be hilarious. Like I'm gonna make it like paleo vegetarian gross.
Yeah, we're gonna be representative.
It's going to be so
of
good. Yes, definitely
dietary
Anastasia.
persuasions.
Anastasia wants to know if we want Midwest suggestions.
Oh,
Yes,
absolutely,
always.
Anastasia. Yes.
Always, yes. Yeah, because I think that's her that's her roots. I might make
Yeah.
the wagon wheel salad just for me. Fuck y'all if you don't want it. I see you. It's so
I want
bad.
it. I want it.
I
I just
mean,
want
I'm
to see it.
actually
Let me correct my statement and say I would like you to make it and I would like to watch you eat it.
yeah.
That is what I would like.
You know what? With all the white onion in it, I feel like that would be good for our Valentine's Day episode, because it's so sexy to have that like gorgeous white onion breath.
Nightshades are so good for you. You're like, what was that? I'm just trying to keep it sexy.
You sexy
Yeah.
telephone operator.
I'm actually I'm just euphoric because normally in order for people to take attention to me, I have to get nude, and this is so much nicer.
Isn't it nice? You just relax. This is like stand up, girl.
I just
You just
talk.
get a drink, shoot the shit, talk to your friends.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about anything. You don't have to worry about adhesives. We're going to get into
Mixing
drag
adhesives.
one day
Yeah.
on the adhesives. And you know what? I'll have an old drag king on from my old troupe that started me in comedy in 2008. We'll do some guests.
Hell yeah.
It'll be super fun. But we want to wrap up. We want to be thoughtful of y'all's time. Keep the suggestions coming on not only what we're going to make, but questions you have for us. And we are so excited to do this and connect with y'all and connect with each other.
Yeah, because I miss so many people, so many friends in the chat that I have not seen in so long. And you know what? We're going to get there. Just keep wearing those masks. The vaccines are coming, and we just have to get through a couple more months of bullshit, and then it's going to be...
Couple more months of bullshit,
Yeah.
which was the working title of this video show, but I thought we would change it up.
Yeah.
Because we want this to keep going. We're going to do merch. I think very subtle merch, maybe like canned meat.
Yeah, literally us coming out of tin cans. Like, hello?
Anybody here?
Is this the show?
This is it. I won't even be able to open the cans because I have no nails. But thank you. Shout out in the chat for the person who understands queer life sometimes means no nails.
Yeah. Sometimes nails will tell you a lot about somebody. It's kind of like...
Oh my God, yes.
I probably shouldn't say too much, but it's like rolling in the club with the certain, like, the colored handkerchief that tells you if somebody's available or not. Just look at my nails.
Eileen, hold up your nails. I hold up my nails. And when anyone asks, hey, why don't you two date?
This is why.
This is why. Oh, girl, I love you so much. I can't wait to see you next Tuesday. I'm sure I'll see you before then because I forced you to hang out with me on Zoom. Thank you so much. Thank you so much to all our listeners. Take one more bite for the crowd, Eileen. One more cold casserole bite for the crowd.
Must I? I have to say, the panko crust is really good. I just love cheese, so honestly, it's kind of like nachos. It's like nacho casserole.
You better post the recipe in the comments.
Actually, this is weird, but once it congeals a little bit, it's actually way better.
Oh my God. Ew.
Yeah. Mm-hmm, yum.
All right. Well, Eileen has ingested more chemicals than I have in a month. Take care of yourselves. Take care of one another, and we'll see you next week.
Bye, everyone.